Yeah, because unequipping Luca boosted her magic stats. That makes Fire Whirl stronger. Because less is more.
And also, like they were mentioning with the RNG manipulation, the pattern on the tank will be very predictable.
Well, it won't be this time because I fought Gato.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay, I can deal with it though.
But you'll see the head normally heals everything, and it can do that quite a bit. So you used to have to just kill the head straight away because you couldn't out damage the healing. But with the unequipped glitch, Fire World way out damages the healing, and you can take out the body and the wheel.
Yeah, we just did, basically. I mean, it increases your magic stat, is what's relevant here. It does increase your elemental resistance, too.
Or so the unequipped glitch is a thing that you can set up with when one of the characters has no available items to switch. So Luca's helmet and armor slot, she doesn't have anything else to equip there, so she only has the helmet and armor that are equipped right now. Then she'll go to, in this instance, Chrono, go to the accessories slot, and he has one item that he can switch for. So she will start to equip it. I think it's the Power Glove, or whatever you replace the Power Glove. Then she'll hit confirm with she'll hit up and R right as she's trying to equip that, and it'll slide over to Luca and move that accessory from Chrono and try and equip that onto the armor slot for Luca. And it'll let you try that, but the game will start to unequip the armor, but then try to equip the accessory, and it won't be able to. So then she'll be left with no armor on, even though it's not technically possible. And it actually temporarily moves the accessory up to Chrono's chest slot when that happens, because it tried to get equipped to Luca's chest, and then she can do it again to unequip the helmet. That setup using up and R only works when you're moving to the right on the menu screen.
It only works with up R or down left.
Yeah. So when you want to unequip Chrono, you have to go to the second character slot and you use the weapon and use down and L.
Yeah. So it is something you do have to plan for, as far as like having your characters in a specific order and also having no other possible equipment that could go into the same slots.
It has a few other effects other than just increasing the her magic damage by quite a bit. And fire damage do almost nothing. It boosts the magic resistance.
I want to say it's lightning, ice, and shadow in the English version, and it's all 4 in the Japanese version. But you don't get the magic boost in the Japanese version for some reason.
Yeah, it does make you extremely vulnerable to physical attacks. But the resistance against particular elements will help out in a couple boss fights coming up where an attack that looks like it should hit really hard will hit for a single digit.
Yeah, just wait till she gets to Magus. I can take care of it.
Okay, yeah. I was an idiot and checked the schedule on my laptop, which does not have this time zone set currently. So I thought this run was going to be starting a little bit instead of when it actually started.
Have some Swedish fish. They help you when you're feeling bad.
Yeah, I think I will.
So there's actually a skip that you could do here to skip going to the future, but I only think like one person has ever done it on console, and it's really, really, really hard.
And then you also don't get Robo.
He gets magically added to your party, I think.
Oh, really?
Later on. You don't get to name him, though. But
Yeah.
yeah, we got cutscenes here.
We have a couple new donations in. We have a $10 donation from Geek Benji that simply says, when I'll finish the game, I'll go back to the past to play it again. We also have a $30 donation from Light Eagle that says, keep up the good work reading those donations. Meta Sparkle. Thanks.
That face.
Chancellor face!
We also have a $10 donation from Juna Karjala Inen with no comment. Thank you so much.
In this next area, there are a couple skips you can do by using the rats here. So when the rats touch you, they steal a tonic, or if you're out of tonics, they steal 500 gil. Right there, I let it steal a tonic to avoid a battle.
Yeah, because while the message is on screen, she can't get into a battle. So instead of clearing it immediately, she lets it stay on the screen for a little bit longer.
And this one works only if you get that first and then do that. And you can just walk right by those guys. That one you have to get the treasure and hit the rat. It doesn't work if you just do one of them.
Yeah, and the rest of this area is relatively easy just to avoid the triggers after that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, you can finish that whole area before the music loops too if you hit all the skips.
Marl is a berserker now.
Yep.
I like the speed run here because they're so surprised that you were able to get through the ruins, and you've pretty much gotten very little experience at this point. You're almost at your
I
starting
didn't
level.
fight anything.
Yeah.
there. I didn't beat up those mutants. What are we talking
I
about?
mean, you got beaten up by Gato pretty badly the second time too. But you're still hungry.
I don't do that anymore.
That's what these are for.
She didn't steal Pete Paladin's lunch, so she's still hungry.
Okay, so now this next boss skip is kind of weird.
Yeah,
I've
it's really
actually-
cool.
I've got to change the controls for it to work. Oops. Ah.
I have no idea why they programmed it like this.
Yeah, because in this next room right here, if you open the menu, or the way it's intended to work is that if you open the menu, there's a battle waiting for you when you come out. But the game's just programmed to trigger that battle if you press the default menu button. So if you change the controls that you have a different button for opening the menu, then you can skip all those battles and then do the fade out glitch to skip the Guardian boss battle.
Yeah, so I switched X and A. So right now I'm mashing X to skip the text. But I'm going to change it back.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the rest of the game like that.
Yeah. It wastes frames, but it's having weird, like, that's one, because, like, most people that run Final Fantasy VIII change the controls, even though it costs, like, a second or two, just because, like, the default cancel button in that game is triangle, which is different from every other game, so different controls equals bad.
Yeah, every time I go back to try speedrunning 8 again, it screws me up whenever I play any other Final Fantasy after that.
Isn't 8 one of the ones where circle is confirmed by default?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure 7, 8, and 9 all have different default control.
Yeah. So the first time I played this game was on...
whoa! I didn't mean to do that.
First time I played this game was on an emulator, and the emulator couldn't handle pressing 3 buttons at the same time, so I got stuck at this part for quite a while.
You had to map all of those buttons to one key or something.
Yeah.
Why can't you jump over that little big gap?
I can't jump. Okay, now here. Cutscene is too long here, so. We'll just skip part of it.
I love how it scrolls the screen like that.
They're standing inside the consoles.
Yeah, because if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see it scrolled the screen up a little bit, so there's actually nothing except the background effect going.
Yeah.
And that skips the entire part where they're looking through the computer and watch the cutscene with Lavos landing
Yeah.
on the planet.
Yeah, both finding out where the gate is and then finding out about the Day of Lavos.
We're gonna go fight this thing that we haven't even seen.
Yep.
And that's where Marl says, we'll just change the future. Like, nonchalantly, it'll be easy,
Yeah.
guys. It totally didn't go wrong last
Yeah.
time.
I do have to say they could have done a better job with her name in this translation, though, just because I think in the Japanese version her princess name is Marudia, and then she goes by Maru when she introduces herself to
Oh,
Chronos.
that makes more sense.
Yeah, but in this one it's my name is Marl or Marley. Oh, Nadia. I mean,
Yeah.
it just lost in translation.
So the upcoming bike race, technically the fastest way to
Out
do
of my
it
way!
is to get in front of the other bike and have him repeatedly smash into you from behind. So you stay in front of him the entire way.
Yeah.
I am
It
really
kind of
bad
seems
at
like you
that,
should be
though.
able to use the fade out glitch or something to skip the biking, but you can't.
But it's really difficult, so essentially it's going to do it a different way that's just consistent.
It works for me.
Hey, it's Breakdown!
The man.
The man!
You are the man.
Down with tutorials!
The jet bike looks kind of like a cart to me.
Super Chrono Kart.
So the idea that what essentially is doing here is she doesn't want to collide with the man at all. I'm just going to call him the man because it's fun. Because that way their pattern is going to be the same every time. They'll move back and forth the same way. And then when she's at a set distance away from the finish, she can use a boost and come in first every time.
Yeah, the having him bump you in the back thing works a lot better if you play the race again, because then you have the option to change the camera so you can rotate it so that you actually see where he is relative to you.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that.
On what?
Change the camera? You can do that?
Yeah, yeah, because it lets you. Yeah. Yep. You can only do it if you do it again, though, is the thing. The time the game makes you do it, you can't.
That's still new to me.
I love this family of enemies, by
Right,
the way,
well.
too, because we've got buggers, debuggers, and then debuggists are the strongest version.
Oh yeah, Marl doing work again. Oh, it actually killed him that time. In practice, that guy lived with like
That was
2
because
or
I
3
attacked
health.
it instead of doing flame toss in practice. Berserker Mar. Just sneak by those guys, let them sleep.
Yeah, they're keeping the Enertron company.
So you go wake this robot up on purpose.
Yep.
Oh, Robo's name is coming up soon.
Yeah. We need to get Robo rolled first, though.
Bust out the music, we'll get it going.
Poor Robo. I always start a Bible thump in my stream whenever it happens to Robo
The
and Chrono Cross.
Prometheus, yeah.
Though I am made of titanium, I still feel human like you. Copper and tin and 6 other twins, I left them and came with you. I might not be blue like my brothers, I know, but my gears will last forever. I'm happy to. Okay, what's his name?
When I'm done clearing whatever I just heard out of my head, so I can focus. His name is Clock.
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 C-L-O-C-K.
Okay. Where's
Because he has a mighty right fist that will
Clock you.
exactly.
It was short.
Clock.
Actually, it
In
was someone donated for
2300 AD, I was left to study the humans. Then you came along, and I played this song for you.
Also, bonus is that you singing.
R66Y, That is my name, but you can call me anything. Just leave me here, I'll tend to this place. I'm good at gardening. So Fiona and me, we planted the tree. Then you went to
How many verses are there to that?
future.
Yeah.
I actually kept mashing. I was supposed to take Marl instead of Luca. I was so distracted by singing.
Those frames did not die in vain.
It was a worthy cause.
Yeah.
Won't you pick me instead of
So there's a little bit of randomness in this dungeon because there's
Yeah.
going to be a forced fight with those acids coming up.
Yeah.
And ideally we want them to all be the same color, but it's random, the one coming up later, on how many of them are orange and how many of them are green.
I know one of the colors is weaker than the other two, but I can't
Oh,
remember
perfect.
which one.
So, do we need to swap for Luca? Or does it matter?
Huh?
You said you're gonna take Luca.
No, I accidentally said I was gonna take her. I was supposed to take Marl.
She already fixed it.
I fixed it already.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, because there isn't a whole lot of randomness in this game as far as what enemies you have to fight in which battles, but there is in this area as far as which kinds of those slimes.
Yeah.
Because the green ones will counterattack when you hit them, but only if there's an orange one nearby.
Only if there are orange ones still in the battle. I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty nasty counterattack too,
Yeah.
because it hits your whole party. And it's kind of a long animation too. So running along the top to avoid some slimes there.
Run over to the side to avoid, run down to avoid.
And then this is the big one here, I guess after
Yep.
touching this computer. Oh!
Very nice.
Hey, hey.
Perfect.
No green.
Yeah, so this is really, really good luck, because now she doesn't have to worry about the counterattack, because of the slimes all being the same color.
Also, do they have the same HP, either one?
I think they have the same HP, but the greens take slightly more damage. I'm not sure which one it is that takes slightly more damage.
Yeah, one of them has lower defense than the others. I'd like to credit the selecting of Luca for RNG manipulation
That's
for this battle.
Clearly fighting Gato as well.
I mean, these are kind of like metal slimes from Dragon Warrior, and just how high their defense and stats are. So there's a lot of even beyond what you fight here, there's a lot of randomness as far as how quickly you can kill them.
I think Slash does a little bit more damage than Cyclone to these guys, but it's really tough to hit as many of them as you can with Cyclone, just
Well,
since they're
he
moving
doesn't
around.
have Slash yet either.
Oh, right, because you haven't really gotten any experience.
Yeah. I need to save 8 MP for the next boss.
The next boss fight is going to be a little bit interesting on the way that she fights it. It looks a little bit counterintuitive, but it's the best way of avoiding a really nasty attack that it has.
Oh, what's the password? Does anyone know?
It's XY down up.
X-ray down. Okay, now, if you're good enough, you don't have to turn the battle speed down for this, but marathon safety, I'm going to turn it down.
This fight kicked my butt. First time I played this game.
Mm-hmm.
I was completely not prepared for it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard even in normal play, just because this is still fairly early in the game.
Yeah, and if you're not prepared for not having Robo in the fight, it can be really difficult.
Because neither of the ladies is particularly well suited to fighting this next boss. It's pretty
Look
much
how Marl
for
stopped
Chrono.
right in the door.
Yeah.
I love it when they get scared or surprised like that, their hair explodes.
Yeah.
Be aware, everyone, that we have named 5 of the 6 playable characters. All that is left is Isla. So if you want Isla, you better get your donations in now before it's too late.
Clock. That's my job.
Sad music? Why is it sad?
This is why.
Or
I'm just
Robo.
gonna dance.
Yeah.
Quit beating up on your brother.
Yeah. No yakety sax here, because that's bad luck.
Yeah.
Technically, he's their older brother too, since he's the
Ow.
prototype, right?
Robo hit me. I didn't know he could do that.
Hitting the venom actually make damage you at all?
No, because usually I just keep running into him.
If it would damage her, she wouldn't do it at all. Because this fight can be pretty rough. I like how Marl just runs through them with no problem.
Yeah.
Man.
She has plot armor on.
Yeah. So I think this is one of the bosses that really hasn't changed at all
Oh,
with
come
the new glitch discoveries, just because you're just fighting with just Chrono and the Cyclone, which isn't affected by the unequipped glitch.
So these guys, they have a really nasty attack where they'll pick somebody up and smack them back and forth between the front and back row like a volleyball. It does a lot of damage, and especially since there's 6 of them, they get a lot of turns. You only have 2 characters,
Yeah.
and we're low level. It's
So
extremely
it's
dangerous.
kind of like the Calcabraina dolls of Chrono Trigger.
So, for some reason, if you hit the front row once with a Cyclone, dropping them into low health will prevent them from using that attack. Then she can cyclone the back row twice
Oh.
and take them out.
Oh, I thought it was when when you kill 3 of them, the remaining 3 start doing that counter attack if you attack but don't kill them. Either way, yeah.
Something. It's to manipulate so they don't do nasty
Yeah.
attacks.
Either way, this strat works.
And that's why she needed, yeah.
Yeah, overall, MP is definitely tighter in this game than in a lot of other RPGs, I'd say. 'Cause you don't get as much of it.
I like how strong she is to just be able to crawl into a small space and just yank a giant robot like that out.
Yeah.
Wasn't that supposed to be like a trash chute too?
Yes.
So she pulled him up out of the trash chute.
Yep.
That woman is strong. And yet,
You saw Berserker Marl just a little bit ago.
I know, I'm not.
That's why she's napping now after all that work. Dreaming of revenge against Gato for that humiliation earlier.
This is the prelude to Chrysalis.
There's not enough time to sing here.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's all it is.
Look, like, is it going to happen?
I would if there was more time.
Now we get introduced to the game's gimmick for preventing you from having more than 3 characters in your party at once.
At least they come up with a reason instead of just arbitrarily saying you can only have this many characters like
Yeah.
most games.
Well, and one of my favorite ones, though, is when you go to the floating continent in FF6 and say, "Quick, only 3 people can jump on." Why? Why can't we all go? I mean,
Yeah. It gives no reason at all.
yep.
Which is weird because if it had anything to do with like the size of mass, the Epoch technically couldn't go. 'Cause it's so much bigger.
So, like, thinking about it and the way that they used Balthazar and set up the whole creation of the Epoch in Chrono Cross, Balthazar's timeline here is after Chrono Cross, even though Chrono Trigger happens before Chrono Cross.
Time travel storylines get really, really complicated and confusing if you think too hard about them.
It's interesting how Chrono Cross caused a few problems in the storyline, so they wound up adding extra endings to the various re-releases of Chrono Trigger to try and fix it.
Yeah, yep. So yeah, I'm sure most people that play the game normally don't actually see Frog Specchio just because you have to be like level 10 or 11 or higher in
Yeah,
order to
normally
get to
he's-
him as a Killwalla. But if you've been running away from or avoiding battles, then you'll see Froggy or Froge, I guess, Specchio.
Well, what's up with this?
Running around the room 3 times.
It's how you learn magic.
Yeah.
Didn't you know that?
Yeah. So and isn't it also how you get to the to Ozzy Flea and Slash and Chrono Cross? I know there's
Yeah.
I think
you-
there's some
Ozzy,
kind
Flea,
of
and
Easter
Slash
egg
are
that
in
involves
the-
running around in a circle like that.
They're in this area, which is locked off until New Game Plus in Chrono Cross. And then instead of where the teleporters are, you come in there, and then you have to, I think, run in a circle, and then they appear. They're actually extremely difficult.
I know they're like aren't they Sprig's kind of ultimate transformations too?
Yeah.
If you learn them.
And you have to learn Slash at least for Sprig to get one of the triple techs in the game. And there's only 3. So only 2 of them are available before New Game Plus.
Wow.
I love how you just come out of their cabinet here.
Yeah. And after you talk to each of them once and they tell you to go away, then they're cool and just talk to you
They're fine
normally.
with it.
Yeah. Yeah, mystics I think is some censorship. I mean, I think they're called like demons or devils or something in the Japanese version.
For some reason, those are the only tabs in the game where you can move while it plays the fanfare music. Usually, you have to wait till it stops and then you can move.
Yeah, you can see Slash
There is-
does
so-
so much more damage
yeah.
because it gets affected by
By the unequipped
unequipped
glitch.
glitch. Yeah.
There isn't really a whole lot of rhyme or reason to this game as far as which battles you can run away from and which you can't. So you can pretty much just always assume that when she's actually fighting, it's because you can't run away. I think there were maybe 1 or 2 exceptions at the beginning that she had to fight in order to learn the first text, but beyond that, you generally just run from everything you can. Like this one.
There's like the concept of a jar that spits out octopi. There are definitely some interesting enemy concepts in this game. So for an upcoming skip here, she's actually going to have to backtrack. Oh no, that's later. I'm getting confused.
No getting confused.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do a skip in this room.
Yeah, because you can use the fade out glitch in this room in order to skip the first battle here, and then the second one you can just run around the trigger for.
This one's a little bit tricky. There we go. Got it. Okay.
And this skip can be pretty tricky.
Yeah, so she's activating the save anywhere glitch again, because that's where you use the fade out glitch and touch a save point, and then from that point on you can save anywhere until you enter a screen that has a save point in it. So she's doing kind of the same thing she did with Yakra, where she's saving inside the loading trigger for the Hekran battle.
It's a little bit trickier than just waiting for a sound cue, like some of the fade out glitches for the
Oh, I didn't
random
get it.
encounters. Because if you go into the menu pretty much right at the start of his cry, you're not far enough forward.
Okay, let's see if that did it. Nope.
Yeah,
So yeah, this one can be pretty difficult.
Yeah, this looks to me like the hardest boss skip in the run.
And you want to make sure you're all the way to the right, and then it's supposed to be holding up when I load. Oh, that was the wrong one. Come on.
She's saving to do 2 different slots in case she gets the save position wrong here, so that she doesn't override the save she needs to try again.
don't think was far enough. So let me see if I can